Good morning to all you pixel junkies. I recently did a quick test on creating a virtual matrix through a projector using XLights and a Raspberry Pi. And I had some interest on showing how I set it up. So I'm just going to do a really quick walkthrough on how I did it. I've already got the Raspberry Pi hooked up and plugged in. It's just connected via Ethernet. And then I have my projector just shooting up here over on this makeshift screen over here. So what I'm going to do is on my initial setup, I hope this isn't too shaky because I'm trying to do this with one hand and I don't have anything to stabilize my camera with. So the first thing we need to do is we've got our Pi set up, so we're just going to go into there really quick. And we're going to set up the Pi. This only takes a couple of seconds. Really quick, as you can see over here, because it's connected to HDMI, you just see the jargon from the boot on the Pi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in very first thing. So you go into the the FPP settings, and you're going to click this little check that says Force HDMI Display. Then I'm going to ask you to reboot the Pi, and that only takes just a second. So I could have done that last. We did everything first, but I like to just get that out of the way, and then it's all rebooted. And then, ooh, I got some noise over there. Sounds like I'm in the shop. So I got it booting up over here. When that finishes, then we will go to the setup again. Let me just pause this for a second. Okay, you can see that it's all done. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our setup. So this is basically like the same way as if you're setting up a LED panels, except you don't use this tab here. You're going to use the other tab. So we're going to go in here and we're going to add a virtual matrix down here at the bottom. And then this configuration has to be divisible by 32 and 16. And the bigger that you make it, the better it's going to look, but keep in mind it's also going to have a huge channel output. So the size that I like is a 6 by 6. So I'm going to do 192 on the width, and I'm going to do 96 on the height. Then you have to make sure you activate it, and then you're going to save. And anytime it asks you to restart, make sure you do, or it's not going to keep your settings. Okay, now that's done. Then we have to go set up our network. And we're going to have 6 by 6 is 36, so we're going to have 108 universes. First thing I do is I'm going to change this to Unicast. Now I'm going to type in the address of my Pi. Okay, then save. And then restart. This just takes a few steps, but it's actually pretty simple. I'm going to make it just as foolproof as possible. Okay, once you got that done, then you're going to hit clone. Then you're going to type in 180. Excuse me, 108, not 180. I don't know where that came from. Then click OK. Then you're going to set your string, your universe count to 108 and hit set. Let's make sure we're good. So our bottom channel should be start channel 54,785. That looks good. Now, I don't remember if I saved that, so I'm just gonna do it again. And that's all it takes to set up the virtual side in the Pi. Now we're gonna go into XLights really quick. I'm gonna pause this while it opens up. Okay, so we're into XLights, and I'm just gonna change my show directory really quick to a test one that I set up. And then what we need to do is we need to set up our bulk channels. So we're just gonna add the Unicast, the same as our Pi, 192.168.5.30. We're going to do one. We're going to start on 1 because that's where our matrix starts right now. And this will change depending on how you have it set up. And then we're going to do 108 universes. And we need to make sure we're 512. And then I'm just going to make it a label of virtual matrix. This is a little hard with one hand. Matrix. That looks good. Then we'll save our setup. Next thing we need to do is create the matrix, and it looks like I already did that. So we have 96 strings because we're 6 times 16 high, and we're 6 wide, which is 6 times 32 is 192. That gives us a channel range of 1 through 55,296, and that matches our setup down here. 55,296. So we're good. Now we can just go in sequencer. I'm just going to create a generic sequence really quick. And now we can drop any effect we want. Whoops, this is going to be hard to do with one hand. So once we drop that effect on there and export it to XLights, there we go. So there's our butterfly effect. We can put anything on. The lines in the image is because I've got a really crappy projector. So this was like a $100, $200 special. So if you're going to do this, you'll want to make sure you have a nice projector. I'm pretty sure that will take care of the problem. So I'm going to drop a fan effect on here just so you can see what it looks like. And we'll bring the radius up a little bit so it covers the whole thing. Let me see if I can get that to stop on those lines. That looks kind of crappy. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get that to work right now. But you get the idea. But you can do it. Now that you've got this, you can do anything that a P10 panel will do. You can do anything that a tree will do. Oh, it looks like I got my setting upside down. But anyway, that's the idea. Sorry this took so long. But that's it for a virtual matrix.